Hey, all praise, honor, and glory goes unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Kodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors unto the apostle, great millstone, peace and blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel, men, women, and children, Shalom. All right, and this is going to be a quick hit. I got a few minutes on the break. And I was scrolling looking for some ammunition for a lesson, and I came across this, which is prophecy. All right, it's off Newsbreak app. It says new option for patients with treatment-resistant depression. All right, Austin KXN. It says experts estimate that treatment-resistant depression impacts about 2.8 million Americans annually, and a groundbreaking implantable device may offer new hope. All right, so immediately we know, according to the prophecy, the mark of the beast, which is the charagma, which is a implantable device, all right, which ultimately is going to be used to determine your being as far as abiding in this beast system of buying and selling. But nonetheless, we see Esau Edom presenting his left-handed miracles, all right, his false sense of hope, this technology which he's throwing and softening and cushioning the people, getting them ready to, all right, to accept it, as far as, this technology is going to be presented as something that's convenient, all right, and worthy and time saving, as far as, buying and selling, not having to deal with cash, them being able to oversee everything, every transaction, and as far as they're going to present it as far as means of healing you, all right, which we know Yahweh Shema Shah's promise, all right, spiritual power to the elect men to perform miracles here in these last days. But Edom is coming with a left hand, all right, a left hand sorcery, all right, which is not going to be beneficial, because the Lord is going to destroy those, all right, that bow down and worship this beast system and receive the image. But nonetheless, it says, in a groundbreaking implantable device may offer new hope. All right, check this out. It's a false sense of hope. All right. So all this technology and these devices point to the ultimate device, which they're going to present to the whole world, which is the mark of the beast, the charagma, written about, prophesied about in the book of Revelation 13. All right, which we're hoping to be kept from this technology, because it's going to be the end all be all, quote unquote, so to speak, for humanity. Everybody's going to be presented with it, according to prophecy. All right. It says safe, and if you do not take it, you will, all right, have an option of dying. All right. Scriptures tell us, be faithful down unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. But Yahweh Shai, the Messiah, the anointed, the Savior, is going to keep his elect. All right. The elect remnant of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, wherever you may be scattered. All right. But nonetheless, it goes to show you we're here. All right. We're on the cups of this digital technocracy. All right. And they're pushing forward their left-handed miracles and sorcery, and it's going to get more demonic. We're going to see more things take place, all right, and it's going to deceive the minds of the majority of the world. All right, it says, let's jump down to the point. All right, it says, let me jump down. It says, a group of leading health experts from the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai. Okay, look, Mount Sinai Medicine, a school. All right, so this is them presenting to you this left-handed magic. All right, and the majority of the world is going to be deceived by it. All right, you're going to have people that can't walk with digital legs, arms, and shit like that. All right, but that's not of the spirit of the Lord. All right, that's the spirit of Satan. You see, it says, have created a clinical trial that possibly gives TRD patients another option for treatment. The study consists of deep brain stimulation device. So implantable brain device, all right, often described as a pacemaker for the brain. Dr. Kopel said, much like a pacemaker works to send electrical pulses to the heart from the brain, it's implantable. All right, why is everything Esau presenting to the world has to do with it going inside of them? All right, it's getting you ready for the ultimate, what's going to be presented. All right, it says, let's jump down. All right, and the world is depressed because of the rulers, the way it's been ran. But that's basically the lesson. You could check it out. Let me grab the scriptures while I got the time. This is Job 5 in verse 8. I will seek unto the Most High Yahweh, and unto the Most High would I commit my cause, which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number. So, right, what we're about to see Edom doing the left-hand side with this technology is not going to be comparable to the miracles, the power that Yahweh Shema Shai is going to, all right, bestow upon those that are faithful and that are chosen to, all right, receive that power and display the glory and the majesty of Yahweh Shema Shai. As we read the testimonies, you know, the Lord stopped the heavenly ordinances, all right, for the nation of Israel. Allowed men to slay thousands with a jawbone of an ass. Allowed men to call down heaven, fire from heaven, all right, for trusting and believing in him. So how much more in these latter times, all right, Yahweh Shai said, the works that I do, ye shall do greater. So this is the time of Yahweh Shema Shai magnifying his name and giving that power unto his men, those that were faithful and trusting and believing him, all right, in the face of all this left-handed technology, all right. This is because Esau going to come down breathing hot fire, threatening, all right, threatening the believers with death, the whole world, all right, if they don't want to submit to what he's presenting, all right. This is the very beginning of it. This is Job 5 and 9. It says, which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number, who giveth rain upon the earth and sendeth waters upon the fields, to set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. Just the point 12, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right, and the devices of the crafty, the wicked elite, all right, of Esau, Edom, the bankers, all right, the higher ups, those that rule in darkness, their devices to present, all right, or their counsels to present this device, this mark of the beast, all right, and have the world as goyim, cattle, sheeple, forever servants. And the Lord is going to disappoint the devices of the crafty, and the counsel of the forward is going to be carried headlong. All right, as is written, Job 5 and 13, it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. All right. You see, you can read further down for more edification. I'm going to get right to these scriptures. Got a few more minutes. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16:12. So the beginning of the healing is not going to come through a device. It first starts with us repenting, all right, coming back to the word in truth and sincerity, conforming to the scriptures, all right, and putting on as the elect, all right, saying no to ourselves, cutting off the flesh, all right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16:12. But then ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to have to send down literal power, all right, spiritual power, all right, to magnify his name, because this devil is going to be doing some shit in the earth, all right, on the left-hand side, all right, as far as to deceive the masses, all right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16:12. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Yahweh, which healeth all things, right? So do we take the Bible and place it on our skin? All right, oh my gosh, I feel better. You know, I'm feeling my fever went away. No, us hearkening, listening, changing our lifestyle, all right, moving according to faith in amongst this wicked and vile world, all right, changing our diet, you know, our everyday habits, all right, exercising, being obedient is going better for us, all right? We have a sound mind, all right, in the face of people, you know, bugging out, using drugs, depressed, as we're reading about in this article, all right? But the means to be healed is repenting, all right, and calling upon the name of Yahweh Shema Shai and living, all right, a righteous life through exhibiting faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, to the Israelites. But nonetheless, let's keep going. It's 1 Timothy 6. Nah, I'm going to skip this one. Let's go here. Mark 3 and 15. All right, this is Yahweh Shai appointing the disciples power, all right, over sicknesses and unclean spirits, all right. And as I quoted earlier, Yahweh Shai is going to do, all right, he promised his disciples that they're going to do greater works here in these latter times than he did, all right, because he goes unto the Father. This is Mark 3:15. It says, and to have power to heal sicknesses and to cast out devils, which depression, that's a demon, all right? You know, sulking, pessimistic, and we deal with it, you know, but hey, we got hope, all right? We got to fight that shit. We all done been through shit. We can all cry about something, all right, and find an excuse to be down. We're in captivity. We're supposed to sigh and cry. But as far as that woe is me, oh, I can't, nah, fuck that, all right? We got to rebuke that shit and get on the good foot, get on the, you know, we can all be down, all right? What the scripture say, I gave you the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Let's grab that, all right? And then I'm going to close it. Lord, when this edifying, just a quick hit. Lord, when I come back with another lesson for the spirit of heaviness. Right, and another thing I was just thinking about while I was on the clock, all right, we got to read more, all right, and indulge ourselves, immerse ourselves in the work to keep those demons at bay, all right, because they're constantly attacking our mind, thoughts, you know, all type of shit, you know, reading, blessed is he that readeth, all right, and keep the words of this prophecy, constantly doing lessons, constantly praising the Lord, all right. But nonetheless, Isaiah 61 and 3, and then I'm gonna close it. It says, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified, right? Speaking about the elect remnant, the trees, right? But nonetheless, just a brief lesson. Lord, when it's edifying, you receive something from this and comforting. All praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Al Shai, Ba'Shem, Rahak, Shalom.